Shabbat Shalom to everybody. This is Rabbi Shapira. I want to take just a minute or two of your time and greet you from the heart of Europe. Absolutely a huge weekend is before us, and asking all of you to be in significant prayer. Here we are getting ready for the Shabbat. What can I say? This is going to be an absolutely incredible Shabbat that is coming before us here in Europe. I am going to be teaching in Ahavat Olam Messianic Synagogue, and it's going to be awesome. 3 brand new Messianic communities are joining. Hey Michael, good to see you. Hey, amazing. 3 Messianic communities are joining us this Shabbat, and we are absolutely thrilled by this. 2 in Holland, 1 in Belgium, and everybody should be coming. If you're in Europe, we welcome you to come. We are going to be in Parashat Ekev. So on Shabbat I am teaching in Holland in the morning and in the afternoon. On Sunday I will be in Belgium, and we are just absolutely excited. This has been a very important, a real amazing week for us. All the work that we've been laboring for the last 5 years came together. I don't know how many of you saw the announcement, but we launched Yeshivat Shuvu Korea. Our delegates also right at this moment in Japan, and we launched Yeshivat Shuvu Indonesia, and all of this is coming together in one weekend, where we're also welcoming all the Messianic Kehilot to join us from Holland and Belgium. Look at this. We're talking about Asia Pacific, and we're talking about Europe. We are seeing right now a birthing process of a remnant that is happening all throughout the world, and it's accelerating, friends. And that should be a hint, and this should be a clue for all of you who are watching me, that we are doing this week Parashat Ekev, when we are talking about Psalm 89, about the time of Akevot HaMashiach. And I walk here in Europe, and you can sense not just the anti-Semitic spirit, but the anti-God, truly the anti-Messiah spirit. You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. But as you walk and you see this, look what's also happening. Messianic synagogues are being birthed out. More people are joining. More people are becoming vocal about their faith in Yeshua. And this is encouraging, because although darkness is surfacing, brothers and sisters, so is the light. And I think for us, our important things, it says in this Shabbat, in Devarim chapter 8, I'm going to be talking about this later tomorrow, it says, Shamartem et kol ha-mitzvah, and you're to protect the entire mitzvah. And notice here that Moshe used the word mitzvah in singular to represent the entire Torah. They represent the entire Torah. Why did he call the Torah mitzvah? Why is the Torah called mitzvah and not mitzvot? It's called mitzvah. And then he said you are to protect it and you are to guard it, because it's a package deal. It's a lifestyle deal. And God says, will you protect my package? Think about it. When is the toughest to protect your package? When you have outside around you thief and robbers and people who want to steal it. It's harder. So in a way, what's going to happen is the believers who are operating in such an intense spiritual area where it's so dark, they are going to be extra protective and extra zealous from God. You see, darkness can be used in such a way. If there is darkness and you're the carrier of light, it's caused you to protect the light much more, because you understand that around you is darkness. And this is important to understand it, because we are operating in an environment that around us is so much darkness. The light is going to be shine much greater. So now we see those messianic congregations that are going to be working in this European network, and they are going to be successful. You know what? Because they understand what they are carrying inside of them. What they are carrying inside of them. Shalom, Shira. So glad to be here in Holland with you. What they are carrying inside of them is the light of Mashiach in the middle of this. Right behind me in this building, they make a parade of the flags. And you know which flags I'm talking about. A big flag parade. The darkness around is unbelievable. But guess what? Because of this, and this is what it says in Tehillim 89, in conjunction to the parasha this week, it says that in the last day, the Akevot HaMashiach Yecharpu. The word Yecharpu, from the word Cherpa, nobody will be able to even recognize God. Nobody will be able to recognize God in the world. Well, guess what? I'm here. My Talmidim are here. The communities are here. And they're putting a pretty darn good fight. And guess what? They're succeeding. They are overcoming darkness. And this is the word that I have for you before Shabbos. You can overcome darkness. You can. But what you have to do is what the Torah tells you to do here in the parasha. Bnei Israel about to enter into the land, and God says to them through Moshe in this parasha, Moshe last speech, you have to overcome darkness. And friends, we will overcome the darkness everywhere. Darkness cannot overcome the light, because we have the Prince of Light, Yeshua the Messiah. So we can overcome darkness, and we will. But we have to follow the recipe that the Torah is giving us. And what is it? I want you to leave you with this encouragement before Shabbat. He says, Tishmerun la'asot leman tichyu. Tishmerun la'asot. This is the two most important words to me in the entire Tanakh. Tishmerun la'asot. Number one, if you want to overcome spiritual darkness, you have to learn to be the doer of the mitzvah. Write yourself this word. Become the doer of the mitzvah. The moment you do a mitzvah, tzedakah, gemilut chasadim, poor and needy, when you do those type of mitzvot, what you gaining, according to Torah, you're gaining merit. And you can think about the merit like a shield, like an armor. It's like an invisible armor. When you give money to tzedakah, you receive like an armor that's protecting you. When you do good deeds, you receive a protection, invisible protection from Hashem. This is the truth. That's what Torah teaches. That's why it says, tzedakah tatzil mimavet. Tzedakah protect you from even death. It's true. The second thing he said to do is not just to do those things, but he said tishmerun. The word tishmerun in Hebrew, shmira, is to protect the wall. You remember what it says in Pirkei Avot 1:1? Put a fence to your Torah. Put a fence to the Torah. Why? So that it's protected, that the path is protected. And for that, we need communities. We need synagogues. We need messianic houses of worship. We need one another. That's important. Don't do this journey alone. If we do this journey alone, we will not be successful. We need one another, and we need to guard it, and we need to protect it. So why am I coming to a place like Holland? And I see Michelle Kim on the broadcast. She's in Japan. Shalom, Michelle. Greeting to the Japanese and the Korean from Amsterdam. Baruch Hashem for what is being done in this place. Why are we here? To help the Asiya and the Tishmerun. The Tishmerun cannot be done alone. Anybody think he can follow Torah without his fellow neighbor, without his fellow friend? Anybody think that there is such a thing as Torah without it, will fall into the abyss of Edom. I am telling you, you will fall into the abyss of Edom. Especially here in Europe, you will fall to the abyss. That's why we give you a word today. Shuvu, come back. Join us. Join our global community. Join this global network. Don't be alone. We're going to need one another in the days ahead. Join the community of faith. Join those who will hold you accountable. Join those who you will be able to bless and to be blessed by this, because that is the essence of Torah. Kol ha-mitzvah. Kol ha-mitzvah. Take it as a package deal and take it as a community. Israel, as it says here in the parasha this week, leman tichyun, so that you will walk into your fullness. The word tichyu, to live. So God said, so that you will enter into the covenants of Israel, and you are able to finally inherit the land. I don't know about you, but here's what the Torah says, and I believe in the Torah, and I know you do too. It says that you and I can redeem the land. But in the book of Yirmiyahu and in the Torah, it's also say, Eretz ha'ochelet et yoshvea, a land that devours its inhabitants. So wait a second. If in one way it says that the land swallow its inhabitants, and in one way it says that you can redeem the land, it's just the word Geula, you can bring Geula to the land. What's the difference? Why sometimes we are being swallowed by the land and sometimes we redeem the land? What does the Torah teach us? Torah teaches that if we want to redeem the land, it says, read it in the Parashat, in Deuteronomy. It says you redeem your brother. The moment you redeem your brother, you redeem the land. And this is the key. So I encourage you today. We just finished Tu B'Av. We're coming to Elul, entering 30 days of Slichot, hearing the shofar for 30 days. The most important things to do right now is to redeem one another. Help one another. This is my challenge before Shabbos to everybody. Find one person who needs even encouragement. Find one person who needs tzedakah. Find one person who is lacking. Find one person who is walking and is not in his fullness today. Find one person. You surely can find one person like this and fulfill the mitzvah of the one person today. What are you to do? Fulfill a mitzvah. Gemilut Chadasim, tzedakah. Do one mitzvah like this and you redeem already the space that God has for you. And the moment you do that, you receive the invisible shield that will allow you not to be devoured by the land. Eretz ha'ochelet et yoshvea. To be protected. So the key for protection for you is what you do toward your fellow neighbors. You see, this is the secret of Geula. The temple was built. I see some of the Talmidim of Holland and Netherlands, excuse me. Betikun, René, looking forward to see you guys. It's going to be an amazing weekend. So what we're doing here is important. We are coming to the land to fulfill those mitzvot, because those mitzvot give merit to the land, and those merit give a protection to the land, so that the light of Messiah can thrive inside those lands. And that's what God says here. Israel take it all as a package deal. Help one another, protect one another, and in that way, the complete Geulah is going to come not just to the one you help, but it's going to come for you. It's going to come for you. I am excited actually to be here. And I can tell you truthfully, in the middle of Edom. You coming here to Europe, you feel Edom. But you know what I felt? I walked here yesterday and I saw in the midst of it Anne Frank Street. I said, God, show me something Jewish. Show me Anne Frank Street. And God reminded me in the moment that every place is redeemable. Every place is redeemable. And it is devoured by darkness, like here Amsterdam. It means that we're not enough mitzvot, not enough gmilut chasadim that has been done in this place, not enough prayer upon this place. So this weekend is important. We are seeing communities of light that are being established, 2 in Holland, 1 in Belgium, or she said 2 in Netherlands, 1 in Belgium. And those communities are messianic communities, which are communities of light. And there's no purpose of having messianic community unless the messianic community is going to take care of the people. Okay? That is the very first importance. Communities that take care of the people needs, that redeem people, seeing people saved, people seeing touched, people seeing people healed, seeing people released. Because the moment they are released, there is a merit on the place. And is there a merit of the place? Then the God is right there. The light of God is right there. So we greet you with Mazal Tov to everybody. And that has been an amazing week in Indonesia, in South Korea, in Japan. Communities of light are being formed everywhere. And although Akevot Mashiach are very difficult to see, there still can be found. So we are the one that should be taking the brush and show the whole world, in the middle of a world that need Messiah, the Akevot. And how do we do it? By Ahavat Israel. The most important thing to teach in a Messianic synagogue, in my personal understanding of Torah, is Ahavat Israel. Meaning how to take care of one another, how to protect one another, how to protect the Jewish people, how to be a light and how to serve and to be a servant of the Lord's. If we have done that, then our communities will grow and will produce much light in the days ahead. So from dark Europe, I see a lot of light, friends, and I wish upon all of you this Shabbat. By the way, if you're Holland, come visit us. If you're in Belgium, come visit us. But for all of you, communities of light, and it's not easy, friends. Don't make yourself this beautiful scenery think it's easy. Not easy. It is not easy to redeem one another, but we can and we will do it. This is our mandate as a Messianic community, to see redeemed community. So the words of the Torah here in Deuteronomy chapter 8 will come to light. This is our end game. This is our end goal, friends. I want you to hear this one last time. He says, so that you will come and you will inherit the land that God is giving to your father. So that you will enter into the promises, blessings, covenants, and fullness that God has promised to us as a Messianic community. It is time for the Messianic world to fulfill His great commission of leading the remnant into the promised land. Let's do it together, friends. Wishing you Shabbat Shalom from Europe. Remember to do abundant acts of loving kindness Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Special Shabbat with us at Ahavat Ammi channels. We're going to be English and Spanish. We're going to also be in Dutch. It's going to be awesome Shabbat. Looking forward, and I hope you receive the Deuteronomy 8:1 today from your heart. Now is the time to act and to protect. And in that, we will surely, all of us, will enter into our fullness. Shabbat Shalom. Litraot.